Welcome back, my podcast people, to the Bum Boyz pod. We did change the name over the summer, did a lot of rebranding, and we're super excited. We've got a lot of content. We've been working hard behind the scenes, although everybody, is getting adjusted to college, got work. We got my slot wide receiver right here. He's been putting in a ton of work. Amani, with the rugby, he's been working. So, everyone's been caught up, getting a lot of work done. So, we just haven't been getting the content out as consistently, but we are trying to step it up, get some things out. And, we believe in this. So we're really trying to push it. So with that being said, I got my guy, Bully Billy Goat in the building. Bully
What's
Billy
good?
Goat. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling? How's life treating you?
Feeling good. Kind of retweak my MCL. Like most of y'all don't know, I sprained my MCL a couple weeks ago during one-on-ones. I've been running those out of the slot, like inside receiver position. I feel more comfortable there. But sprained it, missed 2 games, which kind of sucked. It hurt, like just because I couldn't be out there with my family, my new family. Uh, but and like just having to stand there and watch um kind of hurt, but like as a whole, like and with JV, like because we're D3, we get JV, missing out on that game and that win, kind of hurt, but on the field got to wear a jersey, so that
Right.
was what's up. um got my first catch 2 weeks ago against the number one team, North Central's JV team.
Yes, sir.
uh yes, we have North Central College. I had to put electric tape on my logos. But that's
Uh,
besides the point. Had my first catch, and just I got to get more from there. Got one game left next week. But varsity does have 3 games. They got one tomorrow's the Musket. Got to go bring that back. Our in-state rival Carroll. 30 minutes. We are 2-5 right now. We did play the number one team in the country, and our wins have been big. Our 2 wins have been big, but our 5 losses have been bigger. And just like defense not doing their stuff, offense not doing their stuff, kind of haven't really clicked this year. Uh, but hopefully we can turn it around, especially tomorrow. But and then the other day, this past Wednesday, I retweaked it, but I was cleared to practice today. Practice went out there. We were in uppers or shells, those shoulder pads, helmets out there. Felt good. Can't wait to be back next week. Hopefully, I get to play more than I normally do on Sunday. But yeah, that's really it for. Yeah, I mean, like just waking up 5:30, lifting on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, practicing from 7 to 9 before school even starts. For most of the players, got some like pre-med majors leaving early and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it for college.
Yeah. I mean, bro, like we've already said, we're super proud of you. And from our side of things, we've seen all the work that you put in. So it's tough to see you get injured, not be able to go out there and compete like you want to. But we're rocking with you, we're rooting for you. Our most liked reel came from some of the field work that you had. And
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm a man of the people, bro. So I'm not gonna say when and where, but I got, some football drip coming from Bully Billy Goat. Like when I tell you he Mr. Put It On, he's absolutely Mr. Put It On. So y'all gonna see in the near future, my man got the football drip. But yeah, we're proud of you, bro. All the work you've been putting in. From my side of the things, I'm here at Ball State, just really getting adjusted, got classes, got work, got content, got a lot to get done. But I've been boxing for a while now. I've been boxing for about 2 years. I've also picked up kickboxing. So it's real dope that I've been able to meet some people up here that kickbox. And this one guy in particular, he had been kickboxing for 4 or 5 years, and he's had a couple of amateur matches, and he's just been showing me some things, different kicking techniques. I was before I got here, it was strictly boxing, but now I got a few leg kicks, I got that front push kick, and it's not super clean yet, but I've been working on it. And I love fighting because it's such a mental game. You got to evaluate your weapons while looking at theirs. You got to know what works for you and what doesn't work for them. And it's such mental warfare that you got to stay locked in. You got to be cognizant of what your game plan is. And big shouts to those guys. They've been teaching me a lot, showing me a lot, really, really just hammering down the fundamentals, the weight distribution and punches, how to circle out after you throw a punch, when to throw that leg kick, checking leg kicks. They hurt so unbelievably bad. But it's fun. It's a process, and we've been working on it. But that's all preliminary. We do got a little bit of sports content to get to today. So we're gonna start with NFL. And Garrett, it's been a wild, wild season. So we're going to talk a little bit about both of our teams. We're going to talk about who we see as champs, and we're going to stick with that. And you're a Bears fan, I'm a Packers fan. It's natural beef. That's just the way life goes. But let me know what you've been thinking about the Bears. And it's been a wild season, but there has been some positives to take away. So what are your thoughts so far?
As a Bears fan, obviously week 1, big dub at home against the Niners. It's kind of been rocky from there, and then a great bounce back this past week against the Patriots in New England on Monday night. That was a great bounce back. Great bounce back for Justin Fields and just the offense in general. Jacoby Brissett stepped out, got his anime revenge on Mac Jones. If you know, you'll see the clip. But like the Robert Quinn trade, I didn't really like him to the Eagles for a 4th round. I did not like that at all. Leading sacks leader from last year, kind of just like taking him away from the defense, an already riddled D line. But our DBs have stepped up a lot this year, especially rookie Jacoby Brissett might have to go get his jersey. But looking forward to that game in Lambeau. We might put up a fight. If the play calling's there.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I need to find another recording spot. But with that being said, as far as the Packers go, it's been a tough season. As long as I've been a Packers fan, they've always been a strong playoff team or even contender. At the very worst, just a solid team. And to see this year them really, really struggling, it's tough. They're 3-4 right now. The offense has just looked so out of touch. You've got no Devontae Adams, and I've been trying to tell people for a while. I really feel like Matt LaFleur has been trying to work the Packers into being another version of the 49ers, but we're not that team. We don't have the defense to get other teams off the field. We don't have the old line to consistently get that push, even though Aaron Jones has been phenomenal, averaging almost 7 yards a touch. I just think we got to get the ball to him more. We gotta scheme better. Even though we don't have the best route runners, our concepts aren't that good. Our passing concepts are really bland. And we've been heavy on the RPOs, which is cool, but at the same time, you do have one of the best throwers of the football in history in Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't make sense to just throw bubble screens and slants all game, especially when you got guys that struggle to separate. So I've been really disappointed with the squad. They just look out of touch. Um, last week, I know I had to hear it about my guy Jair. He got torched a little bit by Terry. Shouts to Terry. Like we were talking, indie product, went to Cathedral. Shouts to him. He put on a great performance. Beat Jair down the sideline, and then got him on a crucial 3rd down on a little comeback route to the sideline again. So it was tough to watch that. But I still do firmly believe in him as probably the best corner of football. But the issue defensively is we're not pressing anybody. We're sitting off coverage at the 1st down marker. Like you've got fast cornerbacks, you've got elite cornerbacks in Stokes and Douglas and Alexander, arguably, one of the best cornerback rooms in all of football. Speedy too, you might have the best cornerback. So why do you have these guys sitting back 7-8 yards? Press them, let that pass rush work. I think Rashawn Gary has been absolutely masterful this year.
Oh, he's been going crazy. Like
Crazy.
being up in Wisconsin now, seeing more Packers games, on the TV and from back home. But like seeing that 52 in the backfield on every play it's insane. And I do agree with you on the defense. Like watching Jair kind of like get a little burnt here and there, and like just not being able to break that well because he's not. Because last year I think they pressed more and especially like with your offense, and it's not like having young receivers, and Rodgers didn't play the preseason.
Right,
So that
right.
could be a reason why he's struggling. And then going to the Bears again, offensive schemes, talking about schemes, it's not that good. You got to run RPOs and read options with a 6'3", 200-something pound QB,
Right.
basically running back as your QB, but he can also throw the ball. Like it's insane that Eberflus comes in. I mean, he was with the Colts last year. They didn't look. I mean, they looked good, but not too good last year. But having him come in and kind of like, in my opinion, stunt Justin Fields' growth. I kind of wish the Bears would have talked to RG3 a little bit during the offseason. Maybe get him in there during the preseason just to mentor Justin Fields. Saw that with Lamar a couple years ago. But yeah, and then since the other two, since Amani and RJ aren't here, I will touch on what I've seen and noticed from the Steelers for Amani and the Giants for RJ, even though he doesn't shut up about it in the chat. They've been riding on the legs of Saquon and
Oh yeah.
surprisingly Daniel Jones this year. But they have looked really good. Their passing game, isn't that good, but doesn't help when your receivers get paid millions and drop passes. But
Right.
I mean, that receiver is out. I'm not going to name names, but he is out with a injury, and the Steelers just like they're in a rough spot. Trying to rebuild, fill the shoes of Big Ben, but
Right. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely tough. And it's tough, right now we kind of gotta speed through things just because how Zoom works. They're not rocking with us unless we get that premium. So, with that being said, the Steelers definitely it's tough, a rough situation. You got to throw Kenny Pickett really into the fire midway through the season. Suspect line. Najee's having a really tough year. So it's rough for him, but I do think he's a solid quarterback. I think as you get that online together, you figure out some more explosive weapons, really like George Pickens. He's
yeah,
great.
yeah, I love him. I'm high on him.
Yeah, yeah. As they figure out those weapons, I think they'll be good moving forward.
Yeah. And since we are running low on time, we can talk about football all day, but we don't got the time for that. I started watching baseball the more time I have off. So the Phillies and Astros right now, game one of the World Series. I obviously want the Phillies to win, but they are down 5-0, which is big in baseball, but it's not hard to get back. But top of the fourth, they're down. They're down 5-0 to the Astros, who are 20, yeah, they're 20 games ahead of them. Yeah, it's just crazy how baseball works. But hopefully the Phillies win. I'm high on them. Bryce Harper's been looking great. Kyle Schwarber, glad to see him back in the World Series. Got one with the Cubs in 2016, but just glad to see him back out there. The Astros, I'm glad their young players have been stepping up. So yeah, that's really it.
Bet, bet. And so with that, we're gonna tackle just a little bit of MMA and boxing. Uh, as far as the last pay-per-view went, UFC 280. I'm I don't know if most of you know, I'm a big Khabib fan. He was really my intro to the sport. And his protege Islam finally got the belt at 155, beat Oliveira, and it's really good to see because a lot of people understand Oliveira had quite the hype train behind him. He had come back from some crazy, crazy deficits fight wise to guys like Dustin Poirier, who has dynamite in his hands. Same with Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, big hitters that all put him down, but he was able to get back up. Finish those guys, showed high level striking. Of course, he's a master on the mat, excellent jujitsu. But I'm just telling you, they make those guys in Dagestan, Russia different. You know, Coach Abdul Manap, before he passed, said that he knew Islam was going to be champ. And just seeing Islam grow, his striking is a lot better than I think people gave him credit for. He threw that 2-3 a lot during that fight, and that was actually the punch he got Oliveira on the ground with. And then when you talk about his mat game, oh my goodness, he's just such a high level wrestler. knows leverage perfectly and knows when to advance positions, and got great ground and pound. And then the way he pounced on that Von Flute choke, it's just Sambo. They're just so high level. Him and Khabib, those guys at AKA, they just churn out monsters. And I really think he's gonna have a really long title reign because he's just so high level. The striking is gonna continue to get better, more diverse, and he's the best grappler pound for pound in the entire sport. You know, he was in Oliveira's guard, maneuvered past multiple submission attempts. Just such a high level technical fighter, and got animal like strength. So I'm really high on him. Looking for a great title reign, and yeah, that was really a highlight for me. A solid pay-per-view, and just super high level work from Islam, and looking for a great run for him. I don't know if it's going to be Khabib like, but looking for a great run. So yeah, we got a fair amount of content talked through today. We're missing a couple of our guys. They're holding stuff down in their respective location, but you know, glad to get some content back. Glad to be back on the screen. Like I said, we got my guy Bully Billy Goat in the building. So yeah. He's repping Carthage. So yeah, man, we're glad to be back in front of y'all. Glad to have Garrett with me. And yeah, we're gonna try to ramp up this content, keep things going. And Garrett, you got anything to say before we sign out?
Just stay safe, winter and get over sicknesses and stuff, but stay safe and take care of your family.
For sure. So yeah, we love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Got more content on the way. Bum Boys out. See ya.